Good morning. Oh, I forgot to plug in the earplugs. Hang on. Yep, it's a Monday. Testing, one, two, three, testing. Testing, one, two, there we go. I forgot to plug in the earplugs. There's my one thing I forgot today. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good Monday morning, Rumble Studios on this 04.28.2025. Current date or current time 06:19 a.m. Eastern time here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside this Monday morning, start of a new week. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I did, and enjoyed it very much. And we start of a new week, working towards the weekend. I am Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on X, where you can follow me, and or else just look to see what I'm doing. On other social media platforms, just Google at Fireman Rich. You'll see where I'm at, or else look at the show notes or whatever there on whatever particular platform. You see where else I'm at. But I'm primarily over on X. That's my mainstay for these social media platforms. And good morning to Tina, our Jersey girl. Good morning, Tina. Hope you had a great weekend there. And we have Thamer. What's Thamer saying here? Thamer says, "Buongiorno." Oh, okay. Buongiorno, my friend. Good morning. Yeah, you know this. When I use the ciao for now and stuff like that, a lot of people think I'm Italian. I'm not Italian. I lived in Italy for 7 years, and I like using that saying. And then we got double J's here. Hi, double J's. I have ringing. I'm sorry about that, double J's. I've got my phone fixed. That was one of the good things I did yesterday. I'm able now to have Rumble Studios on my phone as far as that goes. And I do enjoy. Oh, let me make sure. Let's see what we got here. Can I bring it up? Remember this? The phone? This is the phone right here. And I forgot to plug in the earbuds for the phone. But see, we have the phone, so now I can have the double bit. So I didn't have this before. I had to do some research, and I found out that. So I have my phone now as my producer, which I'm glad to have that. And uh, and then there's Captain Rehab. Good morning, Captain Rehab. And Double J says, "Hi, Goof" to Tina. What are you calling Tina Goof for? Double J's. That's not very polite, my friend. Huh? Oh, you goofed. You go morning. Okay. Okay, there we go. And let's see. And Tina saying good morning to Captain Rehab. Oh, typo error? Okay. Okay, Double J's. I was just like, what? That's not okay. You got that in quick enough. So it's funny. Uh, I'm the one that does the mistakes. Okay, Double J. I'm the goofball. I'm the goofball broadcaster here, as far as that goes. And Captain Rehab saying hi, and Double J's. Let's see. And Tina's saying the Double J's there. She laughed at that. She knows we're just and and Captain Rehab saying hi to Auntie Tina there, as far as that goes. Yep, typo error. That's what it was. Just a typo error. But we're here this morning getting our day started, and it's a Monday. Looks like it's going to be a great day. I'm running just a tad late, but I had some things I had to do, and I've got some other issues there that I have to take care of, I guess, later on. Maybe at the end of the week I could take care of them and stuff like that. There's something very, very minor, but it's irritating that I got an email this morning on something there that. But we always have to follow the rules and regulations as far as that goes. And yeah, I didn't miss your comments. I just overwent them. Okay, you know the rule. If I see your comments, Captain Rehab. Okay, I'm not going to say you come in here. I didn't miss your comments. I saw your comments. Okay, it's whether I have the discretion to whether to say them or not and stuff like that. So, um, uh, let's see, catching up. Now I got your comment, typo error. And now let's see. Double J says fat finger. Yeah, I've had that. Yeah, I did have. I had family visit this way. It went really well. Just like anybody that does have family, it should go well. And as far as that goes, and that's what I'm talking about, Captain Rehab. I'm not gonna air all your comments. Okay, you don't carry that. You think you carry clout, but you carry clout up to a certain degree. Okay, so that should tell you, by not, let's just say, by me not showing a comment, that should be a comment enough back at you. Okay, I choose to, it's at my discretion there, buddy. Okay, so you know the rule. You've been here. You're a big boy. You've been here long enough. If I want to show that one or show whatever comments I can, but there's certain comments, and you haven't done that on other platforms where there's comments that they'll mistakenly put up, and we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, we don't that the thing with the picks. I'm not gonna you want me to spend a lot of time on that, and I'll talk about it in general on when I do sports. But that's just something I'm gonna as far as the standings, so that's for another show, there, buddy. This isn't the Captain Rehab. Oh, look where I'm at on my standings and stuff. Come on, get over it, dude. All right. It was a good weekend, though. Good weekend of football. We'll talk about that on the sports segment. Okay. This is right now the good morning. I do have the morning coffee here. We do have it's not willy nilly like other um, other broadcasts. They go off on tangents. I go off my tangents once in a while, but let's see. But we did have family come in and this weekend, and it went very well. Very well. It was a full house, and they all left yesterday. I could have broadcast yesterday, but I didn't. It was nice not broadcasting Saturday and Sunday. I did post some things up on my regular posts on X, and as far as that goes, and let's see, Hal does that to me because he never knows what I'm going to say. Oh, okay, Tina, yeah. No, a broadcaster has discretion, and I'm not. I shouldn't even be saying that to you, Captain Rehab, because okay, you're a big boy, okay, and I'm going to treat you like a big boy. You make some childish comments. I'm not going to, but if you're going to brag, you can brag. It gets a little. But then again, you are serious. We had a good conversation Friday. I have to give you that compliment there. That was telling me about what was it, the construction thing and stuff like that. That's interesting. That article, or that you referred to an article, and I looked at it. It was pretty interesting stuff. Pretty interesting stuff as far as that goes. Just out of curiosity, what was on the food menu? Speedies. We had Speedies, chicken and beef Speedies was the big meal. Was that yesterday? No, it was Saturday night, and stuff like that. So and what else do we have? We had a whole bunch of food. Oh yes, Friday night we had ravioli. We had raviolis and stuff. The missus is yelling out what we had for the menu, so we had a lot of food here. We had I had chicken salad sandwiches for lunch. Oh my god, it was great. I felt like I was on vacation, just the food alone. Oddly enough, we didn't have any alcohol. Well, there's alcohol here, but we had no beers. Oh no, there was a what was that, a 6-pack or an 8-pack of yeah. We did have some beers and stuff. And Tina says good morning, and Captain Rehab's using the icons there of the Fireman Rich. What do we have?
What do you mean?
We had the raviolis and the Speedies. Those are the main meals.
Yeah, some pasta salad.
The pasta salad.
Chocolate pie.
What kind of pie was it?
Homemade chocolate ganache pie.
Homemade chocolate pie, folks, and it was
like candy.
It was like candy. Oh my god, it was good. It was very good.
Lots of fruit and vegetables.
Lots of fruits and vegetables. Oh my god, it's like a regular garden on the freaking table there and stuff. But a lot of food, a lot of good talk and discussion and stuff like that. And what's that?
Said a lot of talking. Imagine that.
Yeah, a lot of talking. Not from me though. We had some good conversations and stuff. Tina said hello.
Hi, Tina.
And I know, and Captain Rehab, he's up to his old Captain Rehab son. Yeah, she says he goes. She gave you one of these, Captain Rehab. There you go. But we did have a good weekend, and like I said, we don't really. And when everybody left yesterday, just before lunch, they had to get back on their way and get home and stuff. The parts northeast and northwest of where I'm at here, and it was quiet. It was so quiet. The let's just say the cats were okay with it, but they were scarce. They weren't as because there was too many people. We had more people in the house than the cats, so the cats sort of stayed. They showed themselves and all that stuff like that, but you could tell that they're not used to having folks in the house and stuff like that. Sounds like you missed the quiet. No, I don't miss the quietness. It was. I think we come accustomed, because I always like a full house. I mean, even growing up, we always had. There's always people in the house coming and going and stuff like that, and so it's okay. But it's a little after you've had fun with, it's okay. Now what do we do? Just. But it was a very good weekend, very enjoyable with family and stuff like that. And we're going to be all gathering again next month, end of next month, at an undisclosed location for something like that. But okay, good. Change. Okay, good. Change then from Yeah, it's part of the my kids are grown up and stuff like that, so I'm coming to terms with that. They're on their own and stuff. They're not the kids that depend on mommy and daddy and stuff like that. Though sometimes they don't take my advice, which I do have a thought for the day from Mark Twain. I'll preempt the thought for the day that I found this morning. I said, "Oh, that's an interesting one," because I've been in that situation before. Let's see. So, but I do hope you all had a great weekend too, as far as that goes. I did watch some broadcasts. Um, both some gaming broadcasts. We got to give a shout out to Quest Dad. He had was it Saturday? I did get online when everybody else was busy doing something else. He was doing his second anniversary being on Lord of the Rings online, which they just celebrated their 18th anniversary, but he was online with Lord of the Rings for a second year, and he did a chicken run. So I was following him in the game with my main character there, and he didn't know who it was, and I had to type, "Hey, this is Fireman Rich." He said, "Oh, it's Fireman Rich," and so I walked a little bit through Bree, which is one of the territory areas in Middle Earth. On his chicken run, which it lasted 8 hours. I said, I'm not going to 8 hours. I'll just go through Bree and then that's it because I got other things I got to do. I did listen to or watch a gentleman named Hollywood Bob. Hollywood Bob, I would say one of the great PUBG Battleground players. Just YouTube, just check out YouTube, but Hollywood Bob, and you'll see he's a great guy. I've subscribed to him. I'll give him a shout out. I even put him on. If you look on my Twitch page on the bottom, he's now added as a premier broadcaster for PUBG Battlegrounds, along with the Bushka. As far as that goes, I recommend him. If you want to know what PUBG Battlegrounds are, you just go to. If you want to know what PUBG Mobile is, go to Bushka. If you want to know what PUBG Battlegrounds is, go to Hollywood Bob. Give them a shout out. And as far as Lord of the Rings, the questing dad, along with his lovely wife there, the questing mom, they know. Well, they were doing WoW last night. I was looking at that. It's like, okay, it's WoW. It's not Lord of the Rings, but he's mixing it up, and it's good to see that. Matthew is a good guy, so check those guys out. And I watched some other broadcasts, and was it the Saturday night broadcast of Nonsensical Nonsense? I got to give them a shout out because they're a good bunch of guys. Last week I said about it to Glick, who comes in here, that sorry to see Jeff leave, and I'm not going to go into particulars and stuff like that. But I like Jeff. Jeff, I think, is a good guy. He has his quirks and stuff like that. We all do, but I was sad, and Glick says, well, that's what happens. Well, lo and behold, who shows up Saturday night? I was watching the replay on Saturday night, basically, because I watched it in the beginning, and then it is getting late, and this delusional old man, he's got to get his sleep and stuff. So, but I watched a good portion of it on Sunday, and there's Jeff. It's like, whoa, okay. I know it probably ruffled some feathers of some other people that are on Glick's network of shows and stuff like that. But I, like I said last week to Glick, he's known Jeff since high school, and they should still be good friends, despite maybe some other differences and stuff like that. You should never, and Glick and me, we had a rough thing there going, but me and Glick, I said, man, I don't want to. I think he's a good broadcaster. He's got a good thing going and stuff like that. And I like popping in, saying hello and stuff like that, being cordial and stuff. So I'm not going to be a shit, and I just sort of like say, let's bury the hatchet and stuff. I know he would want to, back then he would want to bury the hatchet in my head, but it's all water on the bridge and stuff like that. And it's always good to go that route as far as that goes, because there's nothing really. So I speak very highly of Glick as far as what he has done. He has a big load with that network, with all the people and personalities and stuff like that. But I think he is he does make everybody laugh and enjoy themselves as far as that goes, and that's what it's all about. Now there is one guy that's on a show that he was all like, I guess he used to be a classmate of Jeff. I wasn't too happy once Jeff left. I was like, wait a minute, this guy's just ragging on him after he left. It's like, well, wait a minute, he was real nice this time, now he's not. I said, yeah, that I don't know. I don't really. I think I got some misgivings on that dude and stuff. He's one of the newer people there and stuff like that. I think he's my first impressions, and I'll tell it right out the bat, Glick, if you're watching this, I think he's a horse's ass. But you've known him. He's been a former classmate like Jeff was, so I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to say because I said negative about the individual there, but Jeff, I'll speak highly. I'll speak good things about Jeff, okay? Because I've known Jeff. I'm online here to Nonsensical Network for what? But we all made mistakes, and we just don't write the person off as far as that goes. And unless you venture into that criminal aspect, which I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to get any further because. But Nonsensical Network, they're always a good bunch of people over there. Glick and his gang, and show him a little love. You can just look up Nonsensical Network over there on YouTube. He's on Twitch, Nonsensical Network, and I don't think they do Rumble anymore, or they periodically do Rumble, but they're primarily on YouTube. I watch a replay on YouTube, so just check out in the search bar Nonsensical Network. So there's all my plugs there for all those other broadcasters and stuff. So that's basically what I did in a nutshell there, as far as looking at that. It's fun and watching some sports. There was some good sports. We'll get to that when we get to the sports section. And let's see. Our current weather here in the southern tier of upstate New York is current temperature is 35 degrees Fahrenheit, which equates to 1.6 degrees Celsius, and a little cool this morning. But the blue sky out there right now, and the leaves are coming in on the pear tree. So I think it was Sunday morning. I look out and I see this white stuff. I said, is there snow? No, it's the petals from the pear tree over here. It was pretty windy yesterday. But the weekend was a good weekend, and it looks like we're going to have a great day today. Oh, look at all those suns. Wow. Sunny across the board. Plentiful sunshine today. High is 74. Winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sun rose this morning at 06:06, which was about 33 minutes ago, the sunrise. And it looks like we got some blue skies. Nice blue skies. I see the sun shining up on the tree up here. So the sun is up. So 6:06, the sun rose. 6:06 a.m. It'll be setting tonight at 8:01 p.m. 8:08. 8 o'clock, the sun will be setting. Wow. That means the next benchmark would be 9 o'clock. And that's going to be into the summer there as far as that goes. Our world times and temperatures as I speak, starting in Honolulu, Hawaii. Let me check something real quick. You guys can hear me, so. Yep. Okay, we got sound. Our world times and temperatures starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 12:39 a.m. Cloudy skies, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona at 3:40 a.m. Clear skies, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City at 5:40 a.m. currently in Chicago. Clear skies, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. In New York City, the jungle, as I call it, at 6:40 a.m. It's 6:40 a.m. here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Sunny and clear, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Down in New Jersey, where Tina, our Jersey girl's at, it's going to have a high for 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Did I say what the high? Yeah, 74. You're going to be a degree higher. 75 for the high down there in Jersey, 49 for the low. Thank you, Tina, for that. And and sunny. They're going to have the sun. It's going to be, I think the whole Northeast is going to be sunny. Across the pond, the Atlantic Ocean, the pond, the big pond called the Atlantic Ocean. 11:41 a.m. in Cork, Ireland. Cloudy skies, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italia, it's still manja time in Italia, in Milan, Italia. Sunny and clear, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. In New Delhi, where Double J's is his home country there of India, New Delhi, it's 100 degrees Double J's in New Delhi at 4:11 p.m. and in Mumbai, same time, 4:11. Mumbai is it's cloudy skies with the little sun peeking through both, and also back in New Delhi. But 88 degrees in Mumbai Fahrenheit, 88. So it's a little cooler on the coast there today as it is on the inland. In Tokyo, Japan, at 7:40 p.m., they have rain is in the sky falling down on Tokyo at 59 degrees Fahrenheit, and down under on the great continent of Australia, Melbourne, Australia at 8:42 p.m. Cloudy skies, 61 degrees Fahrenheit, and in Sydney, Australia, to the east of Melbourne, Sydney at 8:42 p.m. Cloudy skies there, 64 degrees Fahrenheit, and those are world times and temperatures as I speak. Let's see. Our thought for the day comes from a gentleman who is my favorite author behind J.R.R. Tolkien. He's a great American writer and humorist, Mark Twain, and his final resting spot is about a 20-minute drive west here in Elmira, New York. Mark Twain, the pen name of Samuel Langhorne Clemens, was a celebrated American writer, humorist, and essayist. A very good friend of General Grant, former President Ulysses Grant. I think Mark Twain wrote his biography. He passed away at 74 in Stormfield, Reading, Connecticut. But his final resting spot is in Elmira, New York. That's where the families spent their summer vacations and stuff in the southern tier of upstate New York. A lot of people don't realize that. But his quote and our thought for the day, and I can relate to this quote here, folks. This is one of the better quotes, I think. And it goes as follows. When I was 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have him around. When I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much he had learned in 7 years. Let me read that again. When I was 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have him around. When I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much he had learned in 7 years. Mark Twain. So what's Mark Twain telling you there? Well, I can relate to that because when I was younger and I was getting ready to go in the Air Force, I too thought my father didn't know anything. I could tolerate him being around him because um, uh, but then when I got older, basically after being in the Air Force and stuff, and it was evident he was on the decline. Um, he was actually very smart. He was a very smart person, and I overlooked that as a. And what it basically means is with maturity, which I had a lack of when I went into the United States Air Force, even though that you could say that was a mature act, but I was still a dumbass back then when I was a kid. With maturity, perspectives change, and what seemed ignorant before can be seen as insightful later, as far as being more intelligent. The quote highlights the contrast between young judgment viewpoint and the more mature understanding of wisdom and learning over the time. So, and you don't realize that until you get older, and you look back. Because I look back at some times some discussions, some arguments I had with my father. And I look back and say, what a dumbass I was. All I had to do was listen. And as far as that goes, very, let's see. Oh, okay. The weather, yeah, hot. Very not much variation apart from the degrees between Mumbai um, and as far as that goes, yeah. And Captain Rehab, yeah, you're young and dumb. No, you do. You opened your window a little bit Friday there, and other times there, Captain Rehab. I've seen you on apps too, so I think you fully understand what I say. We joke about it and stuff, but I that's one of the I have a few regrets in my life thus far. I think everybody does, and one of those is that I was arrogant as a youngster about my father and stuff like that. I love my father, and it's just like my kids. I know they love me and stuff, but I think they look at me as a dumbass sometimes. Most kids will because I was there. We were all there. So, and Tina says, Captain Rehab, you're smart. Okay, you're very intelligent, but it's just a reflection. And I think the quote from Mark Twain. When I saw that this morning, it's like, man, that's um, because we had some good discussions this weekend with my kids. There's some they still look at me like I don't really know what's going on, but when you get older, the younger crowd, the younger people that are coming in, it's a new world and stuff like that. I try and keep an open minded, but there's certain core values, and I know there was core values my father had that I still I agree with. I didn't agree with him initially and stuff, but then again, I thought I didn't think he was that smart of a guy, even though but you don't realize that when you're young and dumb, as Captain Rehab says, and that's exactly what I was. I was young and dumb. I was there. I think every person can go back to that. And then you got the people that are too intelligent. That's almost being as dumber because you don't budge or you don't have you're a stickler about this point, that point, and I'm talking about all those people that are fact checking stuff and like that. Come on, get over with the fact checking as far as that goes. Um, and Tina says that too. My daughter too. Yeah, yeah, we see it in our kids, and as far as that goes. And yeah, my kids do too, Tina. So welcome to the club. Or no, I should say I'm part of the club too. So I think that's a good quote. When I was 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have him around me because he didn't know anything. When I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much he learned in 7 years. But he already knew. He already knew. I just came to the realization that my father was pretty smart and he knew things. And I think my kids they see that to a certain degree. I still act like a dumbass, but hey, that's right, Captain Rehab. Oh, but it's all good in the long run. So a very good quote from Mark Twain, one of my favorite authors. God bless and Godspeed, sir. He's got some great his background as far as what he did to help Ulysses S. Grant. Man, that solidified the fact that he's a great man. If you the history and the relationship he had with President Ulysses S. Grant, who was a good president. He's one of he's not my all time favorite. I like Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. They're my all time favorites. They have a history. And Ronald Reagan. I loved Ronald Reagan. A lot of people didn't like him, but I was in the service, and when I was in the service under Jimmy Carter, wasn't let's just say the atmosphere wasn't very pleasant. But when Ronald Reagan came on, because I think back when I came into the service, the military wasn't really appreciated still back in '77, and because we're still under that Vietnam era. Um, and I think over the last years and stuff like that, the Vietnam vet is getting their due course. I always talk and find one or two when I go to the stores. You know, they have the Vietnam hats, and I thank them for their service. And I let them know I honestly do, because I have served, and it's the catalyst of how I feel about this country, the United States. I know there's people that shit on it and stuff, and they have every right to, I guess, to a certain degree, as far as, you know, under freedom of speech. I disagree with it totally, but it's still a country I truly love, and I believe in still, despite what other people might say. Anyway, there we go. Let's see, our national day. Reaganomics. Yeah, there we go. Reaganomics. There. I don't know. The economy was it was okay. I don't know. It's had its moments over the years and stuff, but all I could say is when Ronald Reagan came into office, it was just like, I was proud that I was in the service, but then I looked around me. I said, "Man, I don't think I'm going to stay here in the long run," because and it all comes down from who was in charge. You know, back then, Jimmy Carter was not a favorable president. At one time, I thought he was probably one of the worst presidents I had in my lifetime. Well, we had somebody that took his place. It was Biden. But is that fault of Biden? No, that was the people that coerced him into doing what he did, I guess, and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting what unravels, because you get all the people, all the rats leaving the ship, making books now to try and correct their stances and stuff. But that's for another discussion, I guess, as far as that goes. Let's see, our national day. Get out of that real quick. Captain Rehab's laughing his ass off on that one, because he knows. I think you know what I'm talking about, Captain Rehab. But anyway, I wish our former president Biden a healthy and continuous life and stuff like that. He was still the president of the United States, who didn't do much of anything, despite, you know, just Rich get political. No, I'm trying not to, Captain Rehab. It just swings into the general discussion. Let's see, our national day today. Let's go. Global Pay It Forward. What does pay it forward? I don't know. I don't like that. Plus, it says global and pay it. No, what the people globally need to do is pay their own fair share, not sponge off of the United States, I guess. Let's see. We have National Superhero Day. Yeah, Superhero Day. National Braveheart Day. I think that has something to do with the kids that have cancer. And then we have National Great Poetry Reading Day. I like poetry. You like those sounds, don't you? You're keyed in, right? You probably bought yourself a new headset so you could specifically listen to those sounds. Captain Rehab. Let's see. We're going to go with this one, and I know you're going to like this one, Tina. National Blueberry Pie Day. We had a chocolate pie, but man, I tell you, I love blueberry pie. You got to watch it because it can stain. I love blueberry pie, and it's healthy for you. And pay it forward is when people pay for others to help them. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tina. Okay, I didn't want to open it up because it's just. But that particular one there, what did it say? It said global. I don't know when it's. Let's see. What did it say? Yeah, global. Pay it forward. So it's on a global. It's like we've dished out enough money. This country has out there to other countries. It's not a favorite subject of mine because we have our own issues here in this country. And Tina says, "Me too." Yeah, so you agree? Yeah. Okay. National Blueberry Day, though. That's something we can all agree on because who doesn't like blueberry pie? I like a good. Hey, blueberries are very healthy for you. They're a very healthy fruit. Hashtag Blueberry Pie Day, National Blueberry Pie Day on April 28th each year, ushers in blueberry pie making season. And I got a couple blueberry plants still growing in the backyard there and stuff.
They don't produce any.
What's that?
They don't produce produce much.
They don't produce much. Barely a quarter of a bucket there and stuff. The blueberry harvest begins in April and lasts until September, giving us a long season full of blueberry enjoyment. We've been enjoying blueberries and pies since the early American settlers arrived in 1872. The first documented recipe for blueberry pie appeared in the Appledore Cookbook. Blueberries are abundant in Maine, so it's no surprise that blueberry pie is a state official dessert. Okay, I wonder what New York's is. So blueberry pies are the thing to be looking at. Let's see. When we adopted our dog, he has PD or so we paid for the next adoption. Oh, that's pay. Okay, that's a pay thing. Okay. Let's see. Tina says I eat blueberries every day in the summer. Yeah, blueberries. We got a couple blueberry farms around the area. There's one predominantly over there in Campville, here in Tioga County, and I think my father used to work with the owner that first started that farm back when he worked at IBM in Endicott. But you go there and you can, get the pint containers. Like I said, we have a couple trees that are left over that used to have a lot of blueberries, but there's a lot of other trees. I got to weed them out. And so I say that every year. I procrastinate as far as that goes. Let's see. This once wild berry became domesticated during the 1900s thanks to observations of Elizabeth Coleman White and the research of Dr. Franklin V. Colville. Before their efforts, wild blueberries were never successfully transplanted and raised in any farming operations for personal or commercial production. The only way to enjoy fresh blueberries was to seek them out where they grew naturally. So there wasn't really up until the 1900s. That's how you got your blueberries, and a blueberry pie probably was a very special thing because you didn't get it that often, as far as that goes. So PD paid for. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I understand the concept. It just that when you put global in front of anything to pay for, that it's just like um, globally pay it forward. Encourage peoples around the world to engage in a small act of kindness. Okay, I can understand that. It's a small act of kindness, but it's a day to respond to someone's kindness towards you being kind to someone else. So that's what Tina's talking about in the chat there, as far as that goes. So it's just when you have that, I'm a little miffed by the word global, especially after finding out how much we have paid out to some of these countries, and for the things that we pay for, it's like, really? Let's see. I have no idea who that is, Captain Rehab. So I guess I am not a fan, but you're going to make me look it up here because if you're putting it in that format. Oh, it's a an alternative rock band founded in Chicago in 1972. It's an American alternative rock band. I'll have to listen to that. Are they coming out? Is that the is? I heard something over the weekend. Is that the group that's coming out with a new song? What did I hear that? You just was it? Maybe it was on Cat. Maybe it was on Hollywood Bob. I think Hollywood Bob mentioned that person. I'm almost I'm almost thinking it was. I heard that name. Now that because you mentioned are they coming out with a? Okay, Tina. Thank you. Have a good one. Yeah, Hal's on. So, because something you're talking about music right now on Prime Video this weekend, and it's still going on. Prime Video has been broadcasting a lot of music here. What's Prime Video? Prime Video Stagecoach. Okay, they got some. So that's a country thing there. Okay. So Vanilla Salt is a girl from Charlie and Chocolate Factory. That. Oh, okay. Oh, the blueberry pie and oh, okay. I it's the name of also of an alternative rock band and stuff like that. Okay, Tina, we'll see you later. Ciao for now. Okay, that's right. The blueberry pie and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, blueberry pie. Exactly. I haven't watched that one in years as far as that goes. There we go. Captain Rehab with the Blab Owl. Yeah, we love the Blab Owl. There he is. Okay, let's see. Tomorrow and Thursday will be a the Fireman Rich audio podcast. I'm not sure what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. I'm looking at the list of good stories here because last Thursday, we'd already talked about perseverance. But let's see. We might be able to talk about scientists discovering a color never before seen. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Or let's see, what's the other one? Man gets stuck in Lake Michigan quicksand and comes out with a new girlfriend. Okay, all right. Legions of Amish come to help a North Carolina town. So the Amishes are building and stuff like they can build stuff. My neighbors had the Amish come in, or it was the Amish or the what's that other ones? They're like the Amish, but they're a little more liberal. Mennonites, the Mennonites. He had some Mennonites, my neighbor, to build a barn there, and they put it up quite quickly. Um, let's see. So we got that Thursday or tomorrow and Thursday the Fireman Rich audio podcast that'll be posted over there on X and all those other fine social media platforms that I post on. But and I'm at Fireman Rich on Spotify for Creators. And the other thing we do on Spotify for Creators, we repurpose the audio from the Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning coffee broadcast. Where was that? I want to visit that quicksand. Yeah, exactly. I guess I don't know. I have to look at it. That's a little. I might not read. I think the one I like is the. I like the one because it has something to do with science. I'm a science nut, so science define a new color never before seen. Ola blue green of intense saturation. We'll have to check that one. And there's a new kind of antibiotic is first in 30 years to treat something there. And then you got a Chicago bicycle shop refurbishing bicycles. Good to the world for 26. Saving 150,000 bikes from landfill. Yeah, that's okay. Prices some people pay for bicycles, though, it's ridiculous as far as that goes. Let's see. On our history, let's go ahead and do. I don't. Let's see. Today's Monday, so tonight there will be a 100 years ago. We'll be broadcasting that. Will be on Wednesday. I will also be broadcasting it on the Let's Talk or the Fireman Rich audio podcast. So let's see if there's one. I don't think there's one for. Yeah, the last one was April 21st. So they're coming out every Monday. So we'll have to check that out. On Wednesday, we'll have it. So, but our history, we can still talk about our history. And let's see. And Questad, thank you, Questad, for. I'm just seeing this on Twitter. Questad, he retweeted the thought for the day from and liked our good morning to Tauga County there on X. The Questing Dad, good guy, good guy. I like him. He's solid. Hey, Mamoose, Ma, Mamune. How we doing there, my friend? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you here. Thank you for being here. Massamu 989. Good to have you here, my friend. Hope all is well with you, and hope you had a great weekend. Let's see, history. What do we got for history? Don't be mad. Just remember, I'm a knucklehead. You know what? I'm going to do something here. Let me hang on for a minute. Let's see something let's see. Let me do something here. Let's see. I don't want you mad at me, so I'm showing you an attempt of me trying to pronounce your name correctly. Okay, let's see. Let me get this set up here first. Okay, hang on. So, how do you pronounce this? Let's see. Let me get this set up. Okay, here we go. Let's see. How do you pronounce that now? Massamune. 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 Is that how it's pronounced? That's that's via Google Translator. Massamune. 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 Okay, there we go. I'm getting schooled on Massamune's name. Oh, I know you're just kidding, Massamune. I said it right, Massamune. I'm kidding, Lord Rich. I just kidding. I know, no problem. Massamune. I call you Massa, Massa. Close enough. We're friends. We were friends in basic training. Oh, you got me curious now. Were you down in San Antonio the summer of '77? What month? Answer me that. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Wow. We were in basic training together. So it's nobody I knew in fire school because I didn't nobody in my flight when I went to basic training in San Antonio, Texas. We're friends in basic training. Whoa. You can't be. Are you pulling my leg?
You shouldn't have given the year you were there.
Oh, we weren't, bro. I would. Oh, that's you were born in 1992. Okay, you had me there. Oh my god, come on, bro. I'm your follower. Oh, the EOD guy. Yeah, you're the okay. We're brothers in the Air Force. Okay, I understand. Yeah. I know you're out in Las Vegas there. I was just pulling your leg, so no problem. That's good. It's a Monday. I like that. Thank you. Yeah, you did the EOD bit, which they said the fire department was dangerous. EOD guys, I wouldn't want to mess with those bombs. We sent you in to the fire department. We'd send you guys in to deactivate the bombs and stuff, and then we went in. Though we would have to go in on what is it? A broken arrow. The fire department had to go right in because they had to cool the container of the line item so when the HE would not explode because that was the primary. Everybody, I told family, yeah, I told them about what a a broken arrow exercises in the Air Force. They said, well, what happens if there's a nuclear explosion? I said, there's not going to be a nuclear explosion because they don't, at that point, if they're in the weapons storage area, they're not armed. Yeah, good times. Yeah, that was, I always had fun on those. Especially the time when I told the story before with the whole fire department there, that we got blown up because the assistant chief was having a verbal discussion with the deputy chief who was in charge of the wartime NATO exercise on the base there. It's possible. Well, Double J, you got to understand if they're armed, okay, but before they don't keep these things armed all the time, okay. There's a process. Oh, speaking of bombs and nuclear, I watched Oppenheimer this weekend. No, that was last weekend, wasn't it? No, we watched it Friday, I think. Friday night. Or no, when did we watch it? Thursday night?
No, not Thursday night.
No, it wasn't Thursday, so it had to have been Friday night.
Would have been last Sunday. Who the hell knows?
Okay, well, I have watched Oppenheimer. It's a pretty good movie. I didn't realize it's a very good. Let's see, India, Pakistan ties are rock bottom. Yeah, but I don't think they're going to go that route. Double J's. Let's hope. Let's hope. Okay, I know what you're saying because that's a touchy situation over there and stuff like that. And that's the thing. The world doesn't realize how touchy that is, as far as that goes. So yeah, you know that firsthand as far as that goes. Let's see, Captain Rehab. Don't pull Rich's leg. His leg might get sore, and then he'll stuck in a chair, which he might like, but the missus won't. Yeah, the missus doesn't like. Yeah. You're correct, Captain Rehab. See, I show your posts. Freaking knucklehead. Anyway, Oppenheimer, pretty good movie. 3 hours long, and it's pretty in depth as far as that goes. I got to watch it again because there's a lot of good content. There's a lot of things I didn't know about him. I just say, okay, he created the first atomic bomb and stuff, and there's a lot of other crap that went on there in that time frame as far as that goes. So let me get this back on track here. There we go. Mrs. is always, Massimo says, yeah, Mrs. always, yeah, she is right. Yes. Exactly. Okay, let's see. Our history. Let's see. What do we got for history here? For the 28th, how come? Are these both the same, or did I get... let's see. Well, this is coming up. Let's see. Double J's. Let's see. I really don't understand. None of them are going to give an inch of land away. It's been going on since for 70 years. Yeah, that's true. What's the point other than just move it? Yeah. And you could say that with the what's going on in Ukraine. There's just like one side's got to realize the other side, is. I wonder how many people is that a constant battle line that's going on over there between India and Pakistan, like Ukraine and the Russians? Because they're saying there's like 5,000 plus people that are on both sides that are as far as casualties each week over there in Ukraine and Russia. I'm just wondering how many the casualties on the Pakistan and India fronts, and it's probably like a trench warfare because that's what the Ukrainian war is at right now. It's just World War I style. Nobody's going to budge. Let's see. On our history today, 99 years ago today, Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, which I had to read in high school, or was it junior high school? No, recently 26 people got shot. That's what made it. Oh, it got hot. It cooled. Okay. So they got a little skirmish there. So that could be heating things up a little bit. Okay. I see what you're saying, Double J's. Yeah. But let's see, 99 years ago, the author, Harper Lee, and Massimo says, yep. Okay. And I read To Kill a Mockingbird. The movie's pretty good. I think it was Gregory Peck. He played the lawyer. But the author was born during the 2.5 years spent writing the novel in New York. So she wrote it here in New York State. The Alabama-born author became so frustrated that she tossed the manuscript out the window into the snow, but her agent made her retrieved and published it in 1960. The book was immediately a success, winning the Pulitzer Prize. So she was born in 1926. So happy birthday to her. Um, it became renowned for the warmth and humor despite dealing with the serious issue of rape and racial inequality. She passed away in 2016 after receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2007 from President Bush. Nope. Border scare. 26 Indian citizens got shot by terrorists from Pakistan. Oh, so people in India are okay. Gotcha. See, there's nothing in the news here about that. You'd have to dig into the what's the newspaper there from India, the Indian Times. That's a pretty good newspaper. I check that out once in a while. Sometimes that comes up in my search feed. So there's some. That's something I'm gonna have to check in on. Okay, thank you, Double J's. That's it's your home country, so you got the particulars on that. So did you hear about that, India? That's not good because both those countries have nukes and stuff. So, and I always figure those people are pretty smart people too. So hopefully they don't push the button. War is bad. Okay, I'm on record as saying that war is just bad. Any type of battling between countries. Okay, continuing on. Let's see. The news never shows it accurately. It shows it to me. Tell me the people who got yeah, that's true. And sometimes they don't tell about it at all. Like Double J's. He's from India. Masamu. How do you pronounce that again? Masamu. Okay, thank you, Google. Masamu. Um, so that's real time information right there, as far as that goes. Because there's some things that my good friend Wingnut, he'll tell me some things that happened in Great Britain. I said, well, I haven't heard that. And domestic terrorists, yeah, that's the new term. Yeah, that's very prevalent in every country because and you don't hear about it. And then there's some things I tell my good friend Wingnut about what's going on here in the United States. I said, well, we don't hear about that here in the UK. So it's almost like, I mean, I was always one that news is just flowing, and it's not necessarily so. Call me John Lord. Joan. Okay, Joe. Or G-O-N. What's that, John? J-O-N. John? John. Okay, John. See, I have to have some misses. All right, John. I call you Mazza. Okay, John. In lieu of I'm an American. Okay. But yeah, it's the first report at terrorism in India. Yeah, so there's probably an article in there, but you have to dig for it as far as that goes. Okay, John. I'll call you John now. I got that written down. Call Masamu John. Masamu. There we go. Now, if I remember my note to update my listing and stuff, I got listings all over here. Okay, so let's see. The first night game in organized baseball took place in Independence, Kansas on this day in 1930. They don't say what teams played. And in 1932, a vaccine for yellow fever was announced for the use on humans. And I guess that really had an impact. Unlike, and I could say that, unlike the vaccine. I don't know. Did the vaccine for COVID, did that help? I don't know. I guess it did. I don't know. There's some people I know that they still have effects from that I got the shot, so I don't have any issues with it. But I guess if I don't know. Yellow fever, though, I've been vaccinated for yellow fever. I think that's one of the many shots I got when I was in the service. 1967, Muhammad Ali refused inductionation into the U.S. Army and was later stripped of his boxing title because of it. And I think he threw, there's a movie about him that he ended up throwing his gold medal in the river there. Don't worry about it. Vegas won the hockey championship in Vegas, even though we live in the desert. I know, that's cool. I like that. Vegas Knights all day. Yeah, Vegas Knights. That's just like, what was it before Vegas was it Florida? They have a hockey team too. They won the NHL because you guys got all the money. You guys got all the money to pay for the big guns on the hockey team. There we go. Let's see. After singing deals with 5 major record labels, Apple Computers launched the iTunes Store. Or after signing deals with 5 major record labels, Apple Computers launched the iTunes stores back in 2003. Now the biggest music vendor of the world, having sold 25 billion songs in 119 countries. That's unreal. And let's see, on this day, April 28, 2004, the first viewing images of the prisoner abuse and torture by the U.S. troops at Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq via a reporter broadcast on CBS Even News. That's something that should not be done in the military. That was very disgusting as far as I'm concerned. It's just overexceeded. I think... that's just my opinion, okay? It's one of those times and one of those black, dark moments on American history that was not good, Abu Ghraib prison. Because I remember when the news broke, I said, oh, what the frick are these guys thinking about? Let's see. And that's it for history. No, we got one more. What was this one? Oh, in 1947, a 6-man expedition led by Norwegian Thor Heyerdahl sent out from Peru aboard a balsa wood raft named the Kon-Tiki on a 101-day, 4,300-mile, which is 6,900 kilometers, journey across the Pacific to the Polynesian islands. I joined the military right after that crazy. Yeah, that was. I'm surprised. Yeah, that particular incident right there. I'm going, are you serious? And which made me to think, what other wacky, stupid, dumb things is the military doing and stuff like that? That was just atrocious. It should have never happened. I mean, just being in that prison alone was probably torture enough. It's a freaking cesspool of a prison, from what I've been told and stuff like that. So, but okay, so there's our history, and let's see what we got for time. Oh, we've been on for an hour already. Wow, I got to take a break. Got to get a coffee break here. Let's see, in basketball, NBA basketball. Let's see, the Knicks. Oh, they beat the Pistons 3-1. Let me see. Is it a 5-game series for the NBA? Let's see what the scores are. Let's go to the NBA scores here for sports this weekend. John says, I've been missing all your Lord of the Rings. No, you can watch them on. I haven't broadcast. When was the last time I did Lord of the Rings? It's been over a week now. Let me check. You got me looking now. Because I've been busy here. When was the last Lord of the Rings? I put up some PUBG Battleground replays. You might check them out there on Twitch there, John. Yeah, when was the last Lord of the Rings? It was a couple weeks ago. 13th of April. I haven't really been doing the gaming broadcasts here. I did put up last week chicken dinner that I got on PUBG Battlegrounds. So you can check that out on the Twitch thing there. I have been playing Lord of the Rings Online though. The 18th anniversary did the instance with Gandalf placing some fireworks for the celebration and all that. Let's see NBA action for the playoffs. Let's see where they're sitting at. Oh, I guess it's a 7-game series because the Knicks are playing the Pistons on the 1st of May for Game 5, and it's 3-1. So let's see. Where are we sitting at this? Over the weekend, let's see. Friday night, the Celtics lost to the Magic, so they're 2-1. The Lakers lost to the Timberwolves on Game 3. Woo, that's... Thunder beat the Grizzlies. Oh, no, Oklahoma wins, so it's 4-0. So the Grizzlies won the series, I think. I don't know. They got this all mixed up. Let's see. The Knicks yesterday beat the Pistons, so they're 3-1. Lakers lost to the Timberwolves. They're 3-1. Minnesota leads that series. Ooh, okay. Knocked the Celtics out. Cleveland leads over the Heat 3-0. Pistons. You got Game 5 tonight between the Pistons and Knicks. And the Magic, they're tomorrow night at 8:30 in Boston. The Celtics are leading 3-1, and the Knicks are leading 3-1. So do they go to a 7-game series then? Oh, I guess they do. They got to get 7. It's a 7-game series. Okay. Let's see. Double J's. Why does time fly during live streams? Does it feel? Yeah, it does. Does it? It's like we're already at an hour. We're past an hour because of me yapping. I'm going yap. Hey, Liberty. Hey, how you doing? Good morning, Patriots and Mrs. Liberty says good morning. Good morning. Glad to have you here, Liberty. I hope all's well. I hope you had a great weekend, and thank you for the American flags there on Rumble. Rumble rocks. Let's see. We got 13 people there. We're doing good. I'm not paying attention to. I don't know if the green light came on. I haven't looked at the numbers. We're so interactive here. So there we got with the Knicks and Celtics. It looks like they're doing good. Okay, Major League Baseball. I'm going to just finish up with the sports here and then go on a break here. So, and then we'll come back and look at the overall news here because I'm just about out of coffee here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, the time does seem like it flies by real quick there, Double J's. It just I do that a lot on the Mixcloud broadcast there. It says as soon as I get started, it sounds like it's over with. Let's see. The Boys of Summer here and baseball starting on Friday. Let's see who played Friday night. Friday night, Phillies lost to the Cubs there, Captain Rehab, 4-0. Mets lost to the Nationals, and the Yankees lost to the Blue Jays Friday night. They're all losers. And then you had for Saturday, the Mets beat the Nationals. Okay, Phillies won. They crushed the Cubs 10-4 on Saturday, and then Yankees did not play on Saturday. Hey, Jack, how you doing there, buddy? Yesterday, the Yankees beat the Blue Jays 11-2. The Mets lost to the Nationals, and let's see, Philly. Oh, there was a doubleheader. Yankees won the second game of the doubleheader, and the Phillies beat the Cubs 3-1. Let's see, John. What's that? You guys remember when the Giants were? Yeah, the Giants. Yeah. San Francisco. Yeah. Uh, Good times. Yeah, that was they were a good team. I don't know what the Giants are doing now. You don't hear about them. You know that? You don't hear about them that anymore, John. Let's see here. In UFL football, just to let you know, Captain Rehab is in lead of. I'm going to throw you a bone, Captain Rehab. I'll talk about that. For week 5, a very interesting week. There's a little excitement going on in the UFL. For the games, the first game, the Showboats, there's a replay out there of a guy going, they tried for a field goal, the Stallions, to extend because they were leading, and the Showboats, one of the guys was back there in the end zone. It didn't clear the upright, so they can bring it back. He ran 106 yards for the touchdown that won the game. The Showboats got their first win, 24-20 over the Birmingham Stallions, the undefeated team, or the champions from last year. So we all lost on that game, Captain Rehab. We all picked the sure bet. The second game, the Battlehawks on Friday. Yeah, Captain. Yeah, he won. He didn't get a chicken dinner though. He hasn't won the whole thing yet. Captain Rehab, or we all, Tony and myself, we all picked St. Louis, and St. Louis Battlehawks won 32-27. Close game. Sunday's game, the DC Defenders and the Arlington Renegades. The DC Defenders won 37-33. So Captain Rehab lost that game. Tony D and myself picked DC. So and then we all picked San Antonio for the lot, but they lost 27-3 for the Roughnecks. So Captain Rehab, he only went 1 win for 3 losses. Both Tony and me went 2 wins for 2 losses. But Captain Rehab overall, let's see, what's the overall? Let's see. Do I have overall? Oh, I thought I had a listing for the overall. I don't. Captain Rehab's still ahead of Tony by 1, I think. I thought I had that. What the hell? No, I don't. Hold it. Hang on for a minute, folks. Hang on. Let me check something here real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so where's the chart? Hey, Tony D. Salute to you, my friend. Tony D, my brother veteran, good friend, fellow broadcaster. Glad to see you here, my friend. We're just talking about the and good morning to the missus. Salute to you. And Tony D saying on the Rumble saying hi to Liberty. Just going over the standings there. Captain Rehab wants to know about the football. So the overall, just to give you a bird's eye, Captain Rehab still in first place. He's 12-8. Tony is 11-9. So he's 1 behind, and I'm 10-10. So that's the overall. I'll update the chart, and we'll be talking more about this on the Let's Talk Football Thursday night, as far as that goes. And Liberty saying good morning to Tony. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, we have 68 degrees currently Fahrenheit, 80 degrees for the high, 66 down there in Warner Robins. And Tony saying hi to Double J's, as well as, well, Tina, she went over to Hal, so she's not here yet. She's not here, Tony. And also to our good friend Captain Rehab. So Tony's one game behind Captain Rehab and also to Masamu, John. I got you, John. And Tony, I don't think if Masamoon, he is an Air Force person. He used to do EOD in the Air Force. Just so you know, there, Tony. I think I don't know if you recall. He's an EOD guy. And Double J is saying hi to Tony. So there we are with the sports. Again, I'll be doing the Let's Talk Football Thursday. We'll go more. And let's see. I got to go to church in like 2 hours. I'll be back next time. Love you guys. Okay, John, thank you. Have a great day, sir. And we'll be talking with you out there in Las Vegas. That's 3 hours. So it's 4 o'clock. 2 hours. So what? Las Vegas time is what? 4:30, 7:37. Las Vegas, it's 4:37. 2 hours. So 6. He's going to early church. What church is that? It must be a Catholic church, maybe? I don't know. Who knows? All right. And John saying, thank you, Lord Tony. Okay. Okay, 7:37, early church. Okay. Have a good one. Not 7:37. So, okay. Good deal. All right, my guy. All right, John. Take care. Appreciate it. And Liberty says Buffalo used to have a basketball team, Buffalo Braves. You know, I vaguely remember. I think, not sure what happened to them. Let's see. What team was that? The Buffalo Braves. Yeah, I remember that they had a basketball team. When did the Buffalo Braves? Let's do a Google on that real quick. The Buffalo Braves were an American professional basketball team in Buffalo, New York. The Braves competed in the National Basketball Association of the Atlantic Division. And what happened to them? They were in the NBA as a professional team between 1970 and 1978. I vaguely remember them because going through high school. So I guess they did. It was on July 8th, 1978, one of the weirdest chapters of story franchise history unfolded as the Celtics became the then Buffalo Braves, now unfolded as the Celtics became the then Buffalo Braves, now Los Angeles Clippers, and the what? The day the Boston Celtics became the Buffalo Braves, now known as. Why did they leave Buffalo? They got the idea, the team swap, after watching the owner of the Baltimore Colts and Los Angeles Rams swap teams. Ended that season. Braves moved to Buffalo to San Diego. Okay, they became the San Diego Clippers. That's what it was. So that's what happened to the Buffalo Braves there, Liberty. They became the the Clippers. Hey, Big Juice. What are we doing there? Good morning, Big Juice. How we doing? And Tony saying saluti from YouTube. Thank you. YouTube's coming up good there. And Cavs going to blow out Miami, Rich, 4-0 for the next round. Yep, I guess they're on the verge there. I think they can converge. So it'll be interesting to see when they play the Celtics as far as that goes. So getting into the basketball there and stuff. So So it was of interest. Getting back to the football, though, the UFL football, we'll be doing a broadcast Thursday night at 7 o'clock, 30, 45 minutes talking about that, and I'll have an updated chart there and my insights and perspectives on the UFL. Pretty exciting. I watched a lot of UFL football, some good games, some good plays and stuff like that, and it's shaping up. So it's not a one-team runaway in the league as far as that goes. Let's see. Well, if we play Boston next, we got to play pretty smart. Boston, yeah, they're a serious team as far as that goes, but they're having their problems right now with the Magic. Magic are beating them up. They're getting away with some really bad fouls and stuff like that. That should be what do they call it, the flagrant fouls, but they're not. I mean, they've hurt a couple players there and stuff like that. So that should be a good matchup and stuff. And I'm scared about that matchup because the Cleveland they've been playing good ball the whole season. So, and that'd be great for them to win because they did it without LeBron James, which I'm not a LeBron James fan. He's a great basketball player, but I'm not a fan of his. Let's see. Yesterday there was a football game. The FA Cup finals for the Manchester City Football Club. They beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 to go into the semifinals. Or no, they're in the. Yesterday was the playoffs. They have a game this Friday for the Premier League, so they're playing some good football right now. And let's see what the hell's going on here. Let's see. And the news for Manchester City Football Club. What do we have for the headlines there? It's okay. LeBron got us one championship now. Yeah, but it wasn't just him alone. There was other people on that team. That's the thing about the difference between LeBron and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, he'll outrightly say that he had other players that it wasn't just with him. He was a key player. But LeBron, I don't know. In my opinion, he's still a little ate up on himself. He's a great basketball player, no doubt. So Manchester won yesterday, which is good. I was listening to a little bit of that, but I was watching more of the UFL football as far as that goes. So we've been on for an hour and a half, folks. I got to take a break, and then we'll come back to wrap this up, I guess. We'll be going 2 hours maybe as far as that goes. So let me go ahead and park this on, and I got to go to the bathroom. I've been on here for an hour and a half. Oh, that's why I got a break. I'm not no young guy. Okay, so we'll be right back here, folks. So just hang loose, and plus I can refresh my coffee. All right, so we'll be right back, folks. We are back here for the Monday morning coffee 04.28.2025. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios, broadcasting into Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Kick. Forgot to check Kick. What's going on with Kick? Let's see. We got any comments going on over there? Not that I see. Okay. Let me bring this one up here. And we have Liberty leaving. Thank you, Liberty, for being here. Greatly appreciate it. You have a great day. You be safe also. Thank you. Liberty was here, and she is now left the house. Left the building, I should say. Kick. What do we got on Kick here? Let me see. Forgot to bring up Kick. Let's see. There's Kick. We are on Kick. And we got one viewer. Okay. Hi, one viewer on Kick. We are here. And we are on the Facebook as far as that goes. Also, let's see what we got on Facebook here. Let's see, we're on Fireman Rich. Oh, we don't need that one. I already have it live, so I don't need that. So we can move that to the trash. That's right. And let's see, over on the Facebook. Thank you, Tony D, for the like. Appreciate that. Oh, we're going to like it back. Give it a thumbs up. And we're looking pretty good on the Facebook. And so we're over on those platforms as well. And Tatum's a good player. Yeah, I like him. He got hurt by the Magic. He got his, I guess they hit him. He disjointed his finger or something like that. The Magic have been pretty rough on the Celtics as far as that goes. So yeah, I like Tatum. He's a great basketball player. Great Celtic as far as that goes there. Let's see. So yeah, we're on all those platforms. X Live. Let's check the folks over there on X Live. Just a point. We have 8 folks on X Live. Thank you very much. Wow, I neglected to say about our broadcasts here. We have what I would call a network of broadcasting platforms. Nonsensical Network. They have a network over there of their shows and stuff like that. Glick being the big toe over there. And I jokingly say that I have a network of platforms. We're on 7 platforms here, folks, on Rumble. And I said at the beginning of the program, I have the phone is on Rumble Studios also as a producer, as Captain Rehab would put it. It's a nose cam. You'd see my nose. But I have that. I figured that out because if just in case the main, and it has happened, the main Rumble Studio client gets stuck, I can unstuck it. The nose hair cam. There we go. Yeah, there we go. See, Captain Rehab. I post some and stuff. I can be funny. I can laugh at your humor. No, but I figured that out, and what it boiled down to, I just had to clear out the cache, the history and stuff like that. They kept on getting stuck. And I said, man, it's not even letting me broadcast. I said, something wrong. Yeah, I uninstalled, reinstalled, but you should always get rid of that cache, the history and stuff like that, because there's always something lingering in there. So it's working fine now, which is good. And so if it gets stuck, because I had a couple times the last couple of weeks it's got stuck, and I didn't have a mechanism, though I did put it on. Let me see if I can bring that up. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. Captain Weir, clear out the cache. I thought that's what the missus does at home. that could be. Let me see something here. Real quick. And I got to do it here. It's on this one. Let's see if this comes up. Let's see if that link still works. Let's see. And the other option I have, and that's not going, it doesn't. Okay, I got to resend the link. Okay. But this will be a good test. Let me go ahead and, okay, so let's get rid of that. We're going to do a little test here, folks. Let me see. Let's see. I got to get this, copy it, and we'll throw that into a, check the email here. And let's see, that's going to go to that. Let's see, Rumble link. No, I don't want that. Let's see. Rumble link. Okay. And we're going to send that. Let's see if that flies. Okay, we got that. Let's see. We have, there it is. Let's go ahead and click on that one. That's a fresh one. And what I'm doing is I'm signing in. I'm signing in on my other computer. Oh, I got to bring that up. Okay, hang on. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, folks. This is something new. And I haven't, let's see, I got to show you this is when I didn't think the phone was working. So I got an alternative where I would bring this up on the other computer. And let's see, I got to make sure, it's just like an extra layer of stuff I got to do first. And let's see, it's that default. So let's join. And why is that on that? Oh, okay. That's because of that. Okay. All right. No problem. So we're going to have to change that. Change that to that. And that probably changed that, right? Oh. Let's see. I got to make sure I mute that. Okay. That's muted. So let's see. We bring up the camera there. Let's see what that looks like. So this is what it would look like. This is the page for the other. If we had a problem, this is from the other computer. So we have that. That's from my other computer. Then that's me. This is me on the main computer. And then the nose cam. Let me bring up the nose cam. Get all of them up at one time, and there we have it. So this one, that's from with my big finger pointing at you, Captain Rehab. That is the phone. This one, or the one down below there, that's the PC. So I'm up on three of them. So if I go to the main one, nope, I don't want that one. That's the nose cam. Let me get my nose down so you can't see my nose hairs. Okay, there we go. So that's what we're doing yesterday. As far as now, I got two additional avenues where before it was just one. It was just the phone. So I think that's pretty cool to be able to do. That shows the versatility of of uh, uh, of the of Rumble Studios as far as that goes. So there we have it. I like that. That's one of the main things I like about Rumble. This reminds me so much. If you could look, like I always say, it right up at the top here, these buttons, they are so much like Vocal. And Vocal was a platform similar to Haps, but not as popular as Haps. I was playing around with it when I was still on Haps, and nobody wanted to get on there because they didn't. I think it was just a few guys. The only person I could vaguely remember that was on there a lot was Bobby Shadow. He's on everything like I was. So, and I think Tony and Ted Hicks, they entertained me as far as being on there. But Rumble Studios reminds me so much of Vocal, and you're able to do those certain things with other pieces of hardware that you have. So I like that. So, and let's see. We're at an hour and 45. Let's go over the news real quick if there's anything really. Here's something of interest. It's over on Fox. It's concerning Civil Air Patrol. I used to be a member of Civil Air before I came in the United States Air Force. I was in the Civil Air Patrol. Let's see if we bring this up. As far as, let's see, we got to cancel the banner. Present Fox 40. So let's go ahead and. So they have a local chapter here. They were practicing their search and rescue, as far as that goes. And let's see what they have to say on this particular subject. Let me get rid of my camera, and we'll listen to this.
Civil Air Patrollers from around the state gathered at Shenango Valley State Park over the past weekend, training with several New York Forest Rangers and search and rescue missions. During the training, the members were able to use their new emergency communication mobile, which has radio and internet connections to assist with rescues. A vehicle made possible with grant funding by state legislators, spearheaded by local Assemblywoman Donna Lupardo, who is the commander of Civil Air Patrol's New York Legislative Squadron.
So the Civil Air Patrol, they got new type of communications. I was a member before I went to the United States Air Force. I thought about joining. This is a good organization. They do search and rescue. They're known as the Auxiliary Air Force. They're associated with the Air Force as in an auxiliary capacity, and so we thank them that they're doing that training. I remember when I was a member, we did a winter encampment. No man, I froze my toes off. I froze my little toesies off. Okay, what else we got on News 40? Full disclosure, I have no association with News 40. Fox 40. It's a Fox affiliate there in Johnson City, or Vestal, I should say. Wait a minute. Oh, we have a. Oh,
And tonight we continue our
Oh, wait a minute. I was wrong. Look what I found, folks. Let's go.
segment on sharing some of Broome.
This is 100 years ago. I was wrong. We do have one from Friday. Holy crap. Okay. How come I didn't see that? Let's go ahead and bring up this one. This is from Friday. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and do camera. 100 years ago, as of Friday, April 20. I did see this. They must have just posted this up. Okay, let's listen to this, folks.
And tonight we continue our segment on sharing some of Broome County's past. Good news for baseball fans in Binghamton. Broome County historian Roger Luther has this story and more in tonight's installment of 100 Years Ago Today, brought to you by UHS.
100 years ago today, all records for April heat in Binghamton were broken yesterday when the temperature climbed to 88.4 degrees. Baseball fans of the Triple Cities will have their first opportunity to see the new team in action tomorrow when the Triplets play an exhibition game with Chappie Johnson's Colored Stars from Schenectady. Vestal Hills Country Club is making plans to lay out an 18-hole golf course on its property. Work on the clubhouse will be started within the next 2 weeks. And finally, 1,643 quarts of contraband liquids, including wine, alcohol, distilled spirits, were confiscated by federal prohibition agents yesterday during a raid of an apartment house on Odell Avenue in Endicott. That was the news, April 25th, 1925.
So we do have 100 years ago. My mistake. And it's better to get up there. I'll have to replay this for Wednesday's broadcast as far as that goes. And because our viewership is down low, so nobody's really here and stuff. We're at the end of the broadcast and such. So, but we do have 100 years ago. That's pretty good. Okay. Overlooked that. What else we got in news? Anything else? No, we got a couple more. Let's see. That was under community. How come I did not see that? Oh, no, it says the 21st. What the hell? They haven't updated on the thing, but I'm gonna have to look in the regular. Okay. So they did have one for the 25th. That's encouraging. Okay, let's see. On WEBO, Waverly Free Library holding a book sale this weekend. That was this past weekend. So they had a book. Hopefully they did pretty good. Let's see. Over on WNBF, anything over there? Binghamton Rail Bridge segment installed. Okay. Civil Air Patrol, we just had something on that as far as, let's see, Civil Air Patrol trains for search and rescue at Shenango Valley State Park. Members of the Civil Air Patrol from across New York State came together at Shenango Valley State Park in Shenango Forks this past weekend to take part in a large-scale search and rescue training exercise. The weekend exercise was led by New York State Forest Ranger John Odo, and Ann Staples. As part of the training, rangers simulated the search for a missing camper in the park's cabin colony, creating a realistic and challenging scenario, which is good. About 60 Civil Air Patrol cadets ages 12 and up, along with adult volunteers, spent the weekend using their critical skills. The training covered areas such as ground team operations, communication techniques, and incident management, ensuring members are prepared and they're aware of what goes on. This training helps our members prepare for search for missing persons, said Lieutenant Colonel Douglas Jensen, the active director for the event. The New York State Forest Rangers are experts in the field of search and rescue, and we appreciate being helped learning from them. So a good thing for the, let's see, on WBNG, they got it. Let's go ahead and, this is another article concerning the New York State residents participate in search and rescue training up at Shenango State Park. And let's go ahead and listen to this one real quick as far as that goes. And let's see where we got. Okay, there it is.
Good evening, and thank you for joining for 12 News at 11. I'm Erin Lawler. We begin tonight in Broome County, where this weekend members from around New York gathered at Shenango Valley State Park for search and rescue training. The exercise, led by New York State Forest Rangers, simulated a missing camper from the park's cabin colony. 60 cadets and adult volunteers got trained for ground team, communication, and incident management. Civil Air Patrol members were also able to utilize their new emergency communication mobile unit during the training event. The ECMU was purchased last year with grant funding from the New York State Legislature.
So I would imagine if they have on that mobile trailer there, they have internet connection. I would almost surmise that it probably has a Starlink capability there as far as that goes. Okay, let's see. Just glancing over WBNG and hosted Daniel Duck. Okay. And let's see, on the Whale, they got the same thing as WNBF, about the Civil Air Patrol, Channel 34. Foodies in Johnson City shut down. You ever heard of Foodies? No? WENY. Nothing really there. So we're going to go ahead. I'm not seeing anything across the board here, folks, and I got to get my day started here. Let's see, April 27th, why that matters in rock history. Just some things going on there in rock history and all the other news agencies. But we've been on here for an hour and 53 minutes. We're going to shut it down here at an hour and 55 minutes. I want to say thank you to the folks that were in the chat there. Tina, our Jersey girl who was here. Thank you. Thamber coming in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I forgot to do Riyadh weather. What was the week? Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at 3:10 p.m. this currently 106, sunny and clear in Riyadh. Got to mention, I forgot Thamber was here. Thamber was here. Thank you, Thamber, for being here in the broadcast. I want to say thank you, Double J's, at your undisclosed location. Who is originally from India. Greatly appreciate the insight as far as that goes, sir. I always find it very, very interesting, sir. You have great insight, and I appreciate it, sir. Captain Rehab, our viewer from the not the kingdom, but the city of brotherly love down there in Philly. He's a New Yorker too, and we enjoy having Captain Rehab here. He keeps it real, keeps me on my toes. This delusional old man, as far as that goes. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll put that up there. And Captain Rehab saying hi. What's INNN? What's NNN? I don't know. Captain Rehab, always giving us the funny. But thank you, Captain Rehab, for being here. You have a great day and starting the week. And Double J saying, see you, catch you later. Have a great weekend ahead. Yeah, we'll be back here Wednesday and back here Friday, Double J. So don't be a stranger. You're always welcome. I greatly appreciate it. And let's see, moving down the list, we had who else did we have? We had John Mazimu. Did I say that right? Yeah, John from Las Vegas, brother Air Force veteran. From EOD, thank you for being here as far as that goes, John. And he says I can call him John now. So I will call him John when he comes here. Thank you, Liberty, coming in from Buffalo, Niagara Falls area. Greatly appreciate that. And we had Big Juice coming in from Ohio. Thank you, Steve. That's Big Juice's name is Steve. I remember that. We had Liberty. We had Tony D, my brother veteran, my good friend and fellow broadcaster. Thank you for being here. Be safe there, turning a wrench on those aircraft down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. And that's it on the list there. And for all you folks that were watching, thank you for your views because you're taking a little bit of your time Please come back tomorrow. No, please come back Wednesday. Get that right, Captain Rehab. We're doing the audio podcast tomorrow.
Picking.
Huh?
He's picking on you.
I know he's picking on me. That's Captain Rehab. She says you're picking on me, so stop it. No. Oh, Captain Rehab. He always keeps it real. Thank you, Captain Rehab. We appreciate it. Okay. I know all joking aside, glad to have you here. And as far as that goes. So we're going to go ahead and end it here. And again, I want to say thank you. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you very much. If you're listening to the audio pod on Spotify for creators of the broadcast, thank you for your listen. And we will be back Wednesday for the Wednesday morning coffee right at around 6 o'clock, 6:10. I know we started 6:15, but, things happen. So we will be on, and you all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble. I'm Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on X. Check me out. We'll be doing some stuff here and there. And other than that, you all have a great one. Thank you again. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks, and have a great day today as we skate out of here on... Ciao for now.